How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Cedar Cove Farm. It's a beautiful June day, 93 some degrees, nice and warm, which, since we're at the hottest time of the year, means it's time to do some hay. You know, it can't just be nice and cool when you have to stack hay bales, but today I am going to get the mower hooked up and start cutting the grass. So, sorry, there's a light transition thing through the door. You guys have seen it a million times. I need to get this tractor hooked up to the sickle mower. It's over on the storage side. So let's get this out. I'm gonna run up. We have a gas station that's a mile, not even a mile away. Yeah, a mile away. That's the closest place to get diesel. So I'm gonna just drive up there, get diesel, come back, and then we'll get that hooked up. And I'll show you how to hook up a John Deere 350 sickle mower. I made a comment a while back about something's always in the way when you want to get something. Well, guess what? It's true again. There's my mower. There's my hay rack in the way. So I guess I got to move that, get it out of the way. I got to get it unloaded because we got new hay coming. But I'm going to get that out and then hook up to the mower. Back here at the mower, I'm going to get it hooked up to the 3-point, and then there's actually some adjustments and some measurements you have to take to get it in the right position. But I need flat level ground, and this sand it's not level because the tractor's sinking lower than this. So I'm gonna hook this up and take it outside where it's grass and flat and get those measurements, and I'll show you guys what you have to measure with these 350 sickle mowers when you're hooking those up. So I already forgot a step. You noticed the cutter head was dragging over there. This goes into the hitch, but I have to move the hitch over to an angled position. So you can see the hitch is centered right now. I have to move that hitch over, so I'm going to do that quick, and that'll help get that cutter head up off the ground. You'll notice now that that I hooked up that lower link chain portion, that the cutter head is well off the ground now. So now I can take it to flat ground and get this adjusted. I've got the mower inside. Now it's time to make some adjustments to get it set to where it needs to be. The real nice thing about John Deere parts, anything John Deere, is their owner's manuals are free online. If you just Google John Deere owner manuals, it'll take you to a link that will type in your model number and you can get any John Deere owner's manual. So that's real helpful in setting this up, setting up anything on the small X748, anything I need to look into for this 5410, it gets real useful. But setting this up, so there's a few steps that were already done because I've run this mower on this tractor before. So there's a wide and a narrow 3-point configuration. I've already run it before, it's already set to wide. That's good to go. You saw I got that link adjusted, or that center chain adjusted to the drawbar. That's already been adjusted to the right height because I used it on this tractor last year. The things that do need adjusted are levelness. So that's adjusted with this top link here, getting the PTO hooked up, and then checking everything, just making sure everything looks good. So the first step, per the OM, it said to lower this lower frame to 8 to 10 inches. I got that before I shut the tractor off, and now it should be framed. So it should be level, not should be frame, it is a frame. So now I need to level this out. So for that, you just adjust this top center link until it looks pretty level. I'm going to do that now and see where we're at. Got that riding level. The next step is to lock the sway links. So every 3-point, the arms can sway in and out. So down here, on this tractor, there's these links, and this is just a turn rod, threaded rod on either side. So you can turn that rod in or out and adjust how much the 3-point moves side to side. With the sickle mower, you don't want it moving as you're going through the field. So I need to go through and just tighten this on each side. That one's already tight. And now that side's tight, so I'm good to go there. I'm going to lock my center link. So there's usually a nut or a handle. This one's just got a little piece of steel that'll tighten. Tighten it by hand, that's good, it'll stay tight. That'll keep your center link, as everything's vibrating and going through the field, it's going to keep that from unturning and adjusting that levelness. So I'm all hooked up there. I've got everything hooked up on the chains. I've got all my sway links are tight, so everything's good to go. We're now hooked up. The last part is to get the PTO shaft hooked up. This PTO is a button. I told you in a previous video there's a twisting locking collar style or a button style. This one's a button. So I'll get this hooked up. All right, PTO's hooked up. Everything should be good to go. I'm going to give it a once over. I'll walk you through some of the different parts on here, but hookup is complete. The last thing for actually running it, if we're out in the field, we'll lower this. That's as simple as taking this chain here. There's actually a nut on the back side. I'll show you that. So this chain keeps the cutter bar up in the transport position. If I want to lower that, you can see here, there's a cotter pin. Pull that out. Normally that wouldn't drop, but I got you guys in one hand. And then you take this, I'll have to start the tractor up and lift it up to get it flipped over. Now that I've got it flipped over, I'll walk through some of the parts here. So we'll actually start at the tractor. So it's operated via PTO shaft. That's power takeoff. So that is actually going to spin at 540 RPM. That power takeoff spins this belt. So as this belt spins, it actually rotates the cutter head. So you've got the cutter head down here. As I said, if I move that belt, you can see it moves back and forth, and that's actually moving the sickle bar. So these are the sickles. Let me see if I can get them in between the teeth. So this motion, this is serrated here, and then on this lower tooth, there's another serrated piece. So as these slice back and forth, they're shearing the grass and cutting the grass. So this is a sickle mower. Sickle mowers have been around for ever. It's an old school technology, but it works. There is one thing I need to change on my sickle mower. So out here, this is the end shoe or end plate, and remember I said earlier, there's a sickle on this bottom tooth. Well, if we come around to this end plate, you'll notice the tooth is gone completely. So I'm going to swap that out, because what happens last year, what I ran into is grass actually plugs because it doesn't cut. So it just rips it and it clogs up in that end shoe. So I have a new end plate. I'm gonna go grab that and bolt that on, which should really help this year when I'm going through the field. All right, I have the old one off. So you can see here, there's a nice groove. If we look at the new one, it's actually got that serrated bar, that sickle on the bottom side. So this will be a huge improvement. So time to swap the parts over and put it on. When we last left off, I was installing the new plate. Well, remember I told you it's hot outside? And the camera overheated and shut off. So just a couple bolts to change that out, but it is done. The mower's put together. It's ready to cut, but it's getting late in the day. So first thing tomorrow morning, I am going to take it out and it's time to start cutting hay. And there will be another video. So look forward to that. Thanks for coming out. Hopefully you learned a little bit about the 350 sickle mower. If you have questions, let me know. Thanks for hanging out with Cedar Cove Farm.